against each other. This is their chance to make the big time.
I've been around Tommy Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, all those guys, and I don't think they have no more talent than I have. So why can't I drive the Rolls Royce?
I'm looking forward to being in the history book one day, and I know if I'm in the history book, then I know I'm into money.
Whatever the motivation, Brown and Trice have been training for this moment day and night. Brown in Miami and Trice here outside of Atlanta. Interestingly, Trice breaks one of boxing's oldest rules. His wife Natalie is at camp with him.
I think it's more strain on a fighter being 1,000 miles away from home, worrying about what's going on at home. I know this is my fight, this is my career, and she knows that also.
Natalie also knows the ropes and boxing's demands.
I'm here with him physically, but at a certain point, our sexual life is, is cut off.
Simon has his family around him too, but it's not quite the same. Older brother Freddie is in Brown's corner.
One thing that I enjoy most of all, I think, is just being there. I think just being there.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of the Troy Graham Experience, the Drive-By series. I am the aforementioned Troy Graham. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, yeah, I got to forgive me for Friday. I said I was going to go live on Friday, but I didn't get I wanted to do an interview with somebody, but that didn't work out. So, and I didn't feel, and it had nothing to do with boxing. And I didn't really feel like coming on to belabor the whole Shakur fight and boring. And, I didn't want to do all that. That's been done. All that minutia has been done already. What's up, Bruce? Good to see you, brother. That's been done already to the point where, what's the point if I add my voice to that situation when 10 other people are doing it? I don't want to fall into that black hole. So I said, I'm not going to come on. But then this morning I found out that one Mr. Tyrone Trice passed away 8 days ago, brothers and sisters. Now, if you don't know, if you're just a current affairs type of cat in boxing and you don't really know boxing, you don't know who Tyrone Trice is, because I think he was never a world champion, but he was a top contender at 147. He fought at 154, and I believe he fought at 160 as well. He is known, Tyrone, for his two fights against the Hall of Famer Simon Montequia Brown, right? Great fights. The first one was 88 in Berck-sur-Mer, France, and that he was the first man to drop Simon, and they put on a hell of a damn fight. You hear me? Let me give it to you like this. If you could envision let's say a skillful version of Ward Gotti, two guys that actually had some real boxing skills and could punch, going at it for 14 hard rounds. I mean, hard rounds, right? And then it was a fight of ebbs and flows, much like a good book. He came out and he was taller than Simon. He's a little bigger than Simon, and he was just intimidating. And he dominated Simon. Tyrone was dominating Simon, and then he dropped him. Simon was trying to go punch for punch with him instead of just boxing him, and he dropped him. He got careless. Tyrone dropped him, right? And then as the fight went on, what's up, Alonzo? Bless up yourself. As the fight went on, what happened is that you saying to yourself, well, this fight's going to be over, because for the next maybe 2 to 3 rounds, he's just looking at Simon like, man, I'm going to walk over you. I got this. And then, boom, Simon landed a uppercut hook type thing. And after the fight, Trice said, I've never been hit that hard ever. And that changed the entire fight. Now, that was round 7, I believe. Now, from round 8, 9, 10, and on, it was hell on both men. Because you got to understand that I think at that time in the ring, it was like over 90 degrees, and Simon hadn't fought in a while. Trice, I think, was the more active one, and they were about evenly matched as far as now that Simon had his confidence And Trice was a little bit taking a little step backwards now, but he was still fighting like his life depended on it, right? Because it did. Because whoever won this fight would get a vacant belt and move on to bigger and better things. And that was Simon. But that fight put both those men on the map. Put Simon on the map because he became an IBF champion, and it put Tyrone on the map as the top 147-pound contender. Now you're asking yourself, who is Tyrone Trice, in case you don't know? Well, Tyrone Trice is one of them dudes who you always hear about. He was he had talent. He had talent. And he ran off, I think, when he first started, maybe 12 victories in his career. Then he ran into a gentleman by the name of Dangerous Freddie Pendleton. Freddie Pendleton had so many losses on his record, man, but just a reminder of who Freddie Pendleton is. He knocked out Roger Mayweather in 1 round, right? 1 round. So Tyrone went in there thinking to himself, well, he got all these losses, and he got torched in 1 round. Well, 1 or 2 rounds, but it was quick. It was quick. And you know who was on the undercard of that fight? Simon Brown. So it was like destiny that these two men. The reason why I interlocked both their names, even though the show's about Tyrone Trice passing, is because without each other, their careers wouldn't have gone the way they did, because Simon and Tyrone put each other on the map. They did. I mean, Simon has some good wins already. He already beat Howard Davis, the first man to knock down Sugar Ray. He beat him. He beat Sean O'Sullivan, I believe, the hot Irish fighter at the time. Just destroyed his ass, right? And but he didn't have that signature win yet. Tyrone was his signature win. And then after that, Tyrone went on to had a string of victories after that in his career. Ran into a brother by the name of Kevin Pompey, Pompy. Check him out. He was the sparring partner from out of Philly. Kevin was out of Philly, and he was a sparring partner for Meldrick Taylor, right? So he was that tough Philly type guy. They threw, I think, damn near 2,000 punches in that fight. It was nonstop. It was an ESPN fight, I believe. It was a beautiful, tough, classic blue collar fight. And honestly, the fights that you pay for now on pay-per-view can't touch the 2 fights I'm talking about. The Simon Brown, Tyrone Trice, the first and the second, and the Kevin Pompey fight. That's how good they were, to the point where people were standing up after the Tyrone Trice, Kevin Pompey fight, giving those brothers like a standing ovation. They put that much work into it. Even up to the very last second, Kevin was throwing punches. He caught Tyrone with a good damn straight right at maybe the last couple of seconds of the fight, right? Beautiful fight. It was a beautiful blue collar, just all up in it fight. And then Tyrone was on Tuesday Night Fights. I think we won a fight on Tuesday Night Fights. I believe he was in Detroit. I want to say he was in Detroit. And then he was at 154, 160 about that time. And who was in the audience? James Lights Out Tony. And Tyrone and him was from the same state, so they knew of each other. So Tyrone was like, look, man, I'm good enough to fight the top contenders. I see you, James Tony. Bring your ass. I got $50,000 for you, right? At that time, James making millions. So, James, he was like, what? He got out his seat. What's up, Black Star Sports TV? He got up out his seat, because he was like, I think in the first or third row. And he came into the ring, and he's like, yo, talk is cheap, mother. If you want it, bring your ass, Tyrone. I got something for you. That fight never came about, though, because of logistics. The stuff we hear about money, location. Let me tell you something. That was me, and I'm Tyrone Trice. I don't care if he wanted me to fight in Iowa, Alaska, North Dakota. I'm like, this is James Tony at his best, at his prime. I get a win over him. Skyrocket, baby. I'm taking that fight. But the fight never came about. Tyrone went on to win a few more fights. He lost a couple. He lost to John David Jackson, but he went the whole way with him. He gave him all that he had. But John was a skillful ass fighter. He was one of I think he's one of Bernard's. He trained with Bernard a lot, and he was a damn good fighter, right? He lost to Julio Cesar, not Chavez. What's the brother name? Vasquez or something like that. Another damn good fighter for a belt. And then he had a few wins after that. Then he ran off with some losses. And then he had his last fight. Now, I don't know what brother passed away from. I know he was 60 years old, and he had retired from boxing in the mid 90s, maybe, or late 90s, right? But to tell you the truth, I mean, let me say this with all due respect to the brother. The brother was supremely talented. You don't want to, if you're trying to build a young fighter and you say, okay, we got Tyrone Trice, he's the gatekeeper, he will whoop your fighter's ass. He'd whoop your fighter's ass, right? He was, okay, like 50 today is the ultimate troll. Tyrone was the ultimate troll back in the day when it comes as far as boxing goes. He was an ass. I remember, yeah, I say that with all due respect, but he was an ass, right? To give you, for instance, during the first fight, during the press conference, he told Simon that after he beat him, he gonna have his wife and his daughter make his wife and daughter cut his lawn and clean his house and cook for him and all that stuff. You know, Simon took that personal. Second fight was in D.C. and Tyrone being Tyrone on the press conference saying, you know, look, Simon Brown is not smart. You know, he doesn't. He said, Tyrone said, I speak 3 different languages. Simon Brown is not intelligent. He's not smart, and he speaks English bad. That's why he can't be marketable. And then now he's in D.C. and he has to impress his wife and all his girlfriends and his family. I just have to win. And Simon, and at that point, mind you, Simon's wife was sitting right next to Simon when he said that, right? So he knew what he was doing. Not that any of that's true, but he knew what he was doing. And then Simon leaned over in his chair and he said, the whole time Simon's sitting there like this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, it got to his point to Simon to talk. Simon's like, you know what? You think the first fight was hell? I'm going to send you through triple hell after this fight. Triple hell. Let me tell you what. He was being trained at the time, Simon, by Emil Griffin. And if you don't know who Emil Griffin is, go and Google Emil Griffin, right? Anyhow, he killed somebody in the ring. Let's start there, but he was a great welterweight. Anyway, he trained him like in a Joe Louis style. If you don't know what Joe Louis's style is, go watch Joe Louis fight. He will come ahead and just throw combinations, head, body, head. This is Simon, head, body, head, body. And it was a hell of a fight. The second fight was a hell of a fight. Tyrone being Tyrone, like I said, he was the ultimate ass, but he knew how to sell a fight. What he did in one of those exchanges is that when he threw a punch, bam, he caught him with the elbow. He threw an elbow and cut Simon over the eye. And that was a mistake on his part. Should never done that, Trice. Never. But he did it. And after that, Simon just turned the gas on him and Lord, he dropped him in the 10th. I want to say, I don't remember the round, 8th, 10th round with a beautiful, I mean, just beautiful left hook, y'all. Simon dropped Trice with a beautiful, I mean, it was like in slow motion. It's like you saw the punch coming, boosh, and then it was like, boom. It was like something out of a movie, right? It was beautiful. That fight was, y'all have to go watch these fighters. Simon Brown versus Tyrone Trice 1, Simon Brown versus Tyrone Trice 2, Tyrone Trice versus Kevin Pompey, Pompey, or just type in Kevin and on YouTube, Tyrone Trice versus Kevin, and the name should come up. But just back to the fight with Tyrone Trice and Simon in the second fight. He went down in stages, and then he was looking up like, I know this Negro didn't drop me again with a left hook. This was Trice was saying to himself. Yeah, he did. He did. He dropped you with a left hook again. So Trice got up and he tried everything. He turned southpaw. Simon made the mistakes. No. Simon turned southpaw. My bad. when he had Trice on the ropes. Excuse me. He turned southpaw on him, and he did do the thing they tell you not to do in boxing. He pulled straight back, and Trice caught him with a right hand. Push. Nothing. Nothing. Couldn't do nothing with him. Right? And they just went at it for the next couple of rounds. I think by the 11th round, Tyrone was on the ropes, and Simon went into his Joe Louis imitation. Boom, boom. He had him on the ropes, head, body, head, body, head, body, head, body. And you saw them legs of his turn into jelly. Steve Smoker, who was the referee in the first fight, who was criticized actually for not stopping the fight earlier in the first fight, because let's go back to the first fight. In the first fight, both men were exhausted. By the 14th round, Simon caught Tyrone with a monster left hook. Y'all got to see this. He caught him with a monster left hook. And it was just, it was beautiful. Everything was done after that. Steve Smoker had to come in and catch Tyrone on his shoulder. Because if he didn't, he would have fell right on his jaw, right? So Steve Smoker fell, and he caught him just in time before his face. But you could see that, but the weight, because it was dead weight, they ended up on the floor, on the canvas together, both of them. But Steve caught him, and he just was no more good. It was so, and Simon was just laid out on the canvas like this because he was so tired, spread eagle, right? He was so tired, he just laid there. He just laid there because he was exhausted, right? And so now back to the second fight. So in the second fight, this is near to the end. This is when the end is coming. He had Tyrone on the ropes in, the 10th, 11th round, maybe? You can find it on YouTube. It's 10th, 11th round. Simon Brown rematch with Tyrone Trice. Right? So Tyrone was doing his thing, trying to block the punches. Couldn't block all of them. Simon was going head, body, head, body, head, body, head, body. Came through with a no. Let me back up. The first knockout started because of an uppercut. Simon hit Tyrone with an uppercut. Right? His head went up. And then when his head went up, poof, came through with that left hook. Boom. Boom. He went down. It was beautiful. It's like somebody in Hollywood choreographed that whole footage, and he went down the stages. Boom, 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 boom. Yankees for life, bless up yourself. He went down the stages. Boom, 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 boom. Y'all have to see that knockdown in the second fight with Tyrone Trice and Simon Brown. The uppercut was a thing of beauty. It was beautiful. But the left hook was a widowmaker. I'm surprised that Tyrone got up after the widowmaker. That shows you how tough this brother was. Because that left hook, Simon threw it. You heard of bad intentions? No, he threw it with finality intentions. He didn't throw with no bad intentions. He wanted to end that fight. He could not stand Tyrone. And he didn't talk with all the eloquence and all that of Tyrone. Like he said, I did my talking with these. This is how I talk. This is what I do when I want to talk to you, okay? I don't need this. I'm going to talk to you with these. Think you went through hell? I'm going to send you through triple hell, right? So when he hit Tyrone with that uppercut and that left hook, I swear to you, it looked like Hollywood choreographed that. Okay, I'll give you an example. Go watch the video of IP Man and versus Mike Tyson. That fight was choreographed, but it was to the split second. IP Man told him, "Hey, throw it all your force. We'll stop it at the last. But stop it at the last. He said in an interview they asked him about that whole thing with Mike Tyson in the movie. He said, one mistake by either one of us, and we were going out. He said, if I would have made a mistake, Mike Tyson would have broke something on me or knocked me to hell. Not in those words exactly, I'm paraphrasing. But let me tell y'all this. So when it comes to Tyrone Trice and fighters like that, I don't see anybody around today or anybody just getting promoted like that today. Somebody that when you go in the ring with them, you got to bring your hard hat, you got to bring your lunch pail, and you got to know that, hey, you ain't punching no clock when it's over. It's over. You ain't on no timer, baby. You here for a hard time, a long, hard or a short hard time, depends on how long the fight goes. But you here for work, baby. So quote Big Daddy Kane, I go to work. I go to work. You know what I'm saying? You come into work, baby. You know? That's right. You ain't coming in here to tap hole. This ain't Floyd Mayweather, baby. This ain't Floyd Mayweather, man. This is blue collar talent right here. Blue collar, blue chip talent. And we coming to work. That's what we doing up in here. That's the fighter Tyrone was. He came to work. He worked. Now, it was always a question about his road work and his stamina. Let me tell you what. Go watch that first fight with Simon. It is no way in hell that man, excuse me, could have gone all 14 of them rounds without good road work. Because, like I said, imagine Hagler Hearns 14 rounds. You're gonna say, well, Troy really wasn't like. Listen, Hagler Hearns 14 rounds, 14 rounds. Okay, and these dudes are talented as hell. So imagine Hagler Hearns 14 rounds. I only came off camera because my nose is itching. So anyway, imagine that 14 just beautiful rounds of what you would actually pay to see was on free Saturday morning television, right? Imagine that, y'all. Can you imagine that? The stuff that they charge $89 for, which should be on Tuesday night fights archives somewhere. We used to get Masterpiece Boxing Theater for free come on the Saturday afternoon sports. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. Remember that? That's Tyrone Trice's whole career right there. He had his thrill of victory, and then he would have the agony of defeat. Thrill of victory, agony of defeat. So that's why, if y'all don't know boxing, you won't know who Tyrone Trice is. But the reason why I remember Tyrone Trice is because he fought Simon Brown, number one. And it's not just because I know Simon personally, it's because of how he fought in that ring and how he carried himself outside the ring. Ass. But he can sell a fight, though. Because of his assness, he sold that fight. Man, my nose is bothering me. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, I get allergies and stuff when the weather changes up here. So hold on a second. Yeah, I didn't want to blow my nose on the mic or on camera. So yeah. Puro, what's going on, brother? So let me tell you what, man. I'm so happy I'm able to just come and talk because I wouldn't be able to talk about this on anybody else's panel. Yeah, so I'm so happy I got my own place to come and talk about what the hell I want to talk about. Boxing is boxing. It don't always have to be current affairs because let me tell y'all, as a human being, and let me just be straight up with you. How many of you want to have the same conversation 10 times? Hear the same conversation 10 times? You want to hear, oh, Shakur, there's Shakur, that 10 times? The fight was boring. The talk is even more boring. I mean, come on, y'all. And we do have a fight coming up. Haney versus God, the brother. See, this is what happens. You get older, you get brain farts. You know what I'm talking about, right? Haney fighting the brother from New Orleans. Let me be the first to say, Haney's gonna TKO that brother. He's gonna TKO him. So if I'm wrong, I'm gonna come back here and y'all can shovel me all the crow that you want to shovel me. But Haney's gonna TKO that brother. Why can't I remember his name? That's terrible. That's the brain fart thing I get from time to time. But hey, that's why I keep the handy dandy what you call it here with me. And trust me, I'm not done with Tyrone Trice, but I just wanted to step into that fight real quick. What you're hearing is the ring announcer for Trice versus Simon Brown, the first fight, right?
Trice has never trained.
Okay, let me see if I could find this. I'm looking for something. Tyrone Trice. I want you to listen to what he says to James Toney. This one, James was in his prime. It wasn't, this James Toney was in his prime. He wasn't. This, I told you that dude was the ultimate troll before there was even the internet, right? He was in your face, up in your face troll, right? Let me see. Tyrone Trice. Hold on. Let me see if this is it. I think this is it. So we're going to listen to Tyrone run his mouth here, right? Here it is.
Gerald McCullum had a heart problem. He didn't want to fight me. So I fought this young man here. But I'm making a $50,000 bet with James Toney that I will knock him out less than 10th round anytime he wants it.
Well, this is a Detroit fighter. And Tony is.
What's up, brother?
Haven't seen you in a minute, Troy. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I've been
How's it going?
doing
How you
good,
feeling?
man. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Woke up this morning. That's enough for me.
Yeah, well, that's how the blessing starts, man. What you do with the rest of the day is your choice, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So far, at least so far.
Yeah, so far is absolutely correct, my dear brother. So far is correct. So I woke up this morning, I was just rumbling, I was going through Facebook and I saw on another brother's page that Tyrone had passed away, right?
Who's Tyrone?
So,
I've heard of him.
Okay, you never heard of Tyrone Trice?
I haven't. I was like,
okay,
heard of him? No, I have never.
You heard of Simon Brown, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, he was to Simon what Frazier was to Ali.
Oh, okay.
Let's put it that way.
His rival.
Absolutely. Go to YouTube. I advise you after this conversation, go to YouTube, put in Simon Brown versus Tyrone Trice, the first fight, which was in '88, and then 1990 they had a rematch on April Fool's Day in the DC Armory, right?
All right.
Go watch both those fights, and I can guarantee you that you can't name me 10 welterweight fights in the last maybe 10 years that you've seen that are better than them two fights.
All right, I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I just got tired of boxing, and I said to myself, I don't really want to talk because look, it's 10 other people telling the same story. What am I gonna add to it, right?
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from.
Right, but the thing with me now is that I like to do panels where you've seen when I was with Major and over here I get guests on and I do the interviews, but instead of doing that, I want to do like multiple guests with different like managers, trainers, boxers. So I'll give y'all something that nobody else will give you, because wouldn't you rather hear a conversation with them and that flows into current affairs than us just going back and forth about the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, to change of pace. I mean, I'm a masochist, so I kind of like. I mean, I hear you the monotony of talking about the same thing, but I just like making people squirm. I've never been like shy to say that.
Yeah, well,
at the end of the day, it's
Yeah, well, that Puro, and you factor in the stories the stories they're gonna tell while they're telling those. I mean, think about it. They're gonna tell you things that you didn't know about current fighters and things, maybe stories that you want to hear as well, right?
Yeah, no, of course, no. I mean, I would like to add, and I would like to add instead of like subtracting one thing. I wouldn't mind adding another.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, man. People would always say, well, how do you do this? How do you get them to do that? It ain't me. It's my blessing I get from God, man. I'm not Superman or anything special. I just do some research. I reach out, and then they hear something in my voice after a conversation. They say, okay, you definitely know what you're talking about. I'm coming. And they come. Right.
That's good. I mean, I like when you go live, especially when you do the interviews, like I got to speak to Kevin Kelly and Randall Bailey, a couple times. So that's cool. I mean, that's, used to come on often. I'm like, all right, cool. Gonna ask him a question or two,
Well, I tell you what, brother, I thank you I thank you so much for that, because you know how many times, and I'm gonna get back to Tyrone Trice, y'all. So don't think I'm not. You know how many times I run into people, different podcasters and all that, and they'll say, well, I have 19,800. You only have 200. But you know what? You don't have any memory. People don't have no memories with you. People don't have it. You do what everybody else does. There's one brother his show basically he posts videos, fight videos on his show, and he talks over the videos, right?
Mhm.
That's on the same level as playing frisbee with your dog. Is how difficult is that, Bureau?
I mean, doesn't sound too difficult. Both playing frisbee with the dog and talking over video.
I
You know, some
mean,
people are technology challenged, so but that's just
I
me. I'm
mean,
always devil's advocate with this shit.
hmm like to me, back in when I was with Major and all that, right? When
Mhm.
I said I would go on different people's panels. I said, okay, throw a name out at me or throw three, which would give me some leeway, right?
Mhm.
And if I get any of them three, then you can come on and you can talk to them. Nah, you can't do that. I made it happen though. You know,
That's cool.
I
That's
made
cool.
it happen, man. Like just like you telling me now that you got to talk to Kevin Kelly and Kelly Pavlik. That's two of my favorite people, man.
That's cool. That's cool. I actually said
Yeah.
Randall Bailey, but
Oh, Randall Bailey. Okay, yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
you had Kelly
That's
Pavlik.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
did speak to
I know you
Randall.
had Kelly Pavlik. Yeah, yeah, I did.
You
I did.
did
Yeah,
speak to. He was having problems with his camera, but he did speak to him.
yeah.
Yes, you
No, I
did.
remember. Yeah, yeah. No, fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I made a mistake that day. I was telling him that, yeah, you fought this other guy. He was a knockout puncher, and you knocked him out. He's like, nah. And once I found the dude's name, he's like, no, he actually beat me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
I remember.
like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit that
It
shows you that
happens.
I'm a human being, baby.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I forget shit. As well. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, but
You know.
those are the conversations I like to have, where it's really not an interview. It's just like we going back and forth having a conversation, man.
Yeah, that's I think that's what I think that's the only reason that keeps me coming back to YouTube in general is
Mm-hmm.
I like uh, even when like if I come like say okay, I'm just this guy's live, I'll make fun of him, I'm gonna troll him, whatever. But then
Right.
sometimes something like even that happens organically sometimes. I just like the organic like conversations that happen sometimes.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
we had one, but the audio was terrible. We had a brother on Felton. Oh God, I speak to him so much. Why am I'm forgetting people's names? But
Mhm.
brother Felton is Riddick Bowe's like best friend, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
And he travels with Riddick Bowe and everything. So brother Felton got Riddick Bowe on the show for us, right?
Hmm.
And then out of the blue, he said, you know what? I'm gonna call James Toney, right?
Nice, nice, nice.
So he called James Toney, and James Toney, both of them, genre, bless up yourself. James Toney and Riddick Bowe some shit talkers, right?
Mhm.
So they were going back and
James,
forth live on air, but the audio was so bad we couldn't keep that show.
ah, shit, it sucks, man.
That was it. The major was mad about that. He said, "Damn, man, that was a classic, right?" Because James Toney
Yeah,
called
got some
him
good shit talk. Yeah, yeah. It is what it is, man.
because the first thing he said when he called in was like, he said, "Felt, you did with Troy Graham." He said, "Yeah, fuck you, Troy."
Yeah, man. I like that vibe. I like that vibe, bro. It's like it tells you to go fuck yourself, like, and it makes you laugh at the same time. I love.
No,
I've always loved that because I do that
yeah,
every now and then.
yeah, man, because we
Not
go
too in
back
particular,
about
but
because we go back about 5 years, me and him talking stuff to each other, right?
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Because I think no, this was a conversation. It wasn't on air, but I had called him up because when I first met him, I told him I was going. Let me tell you something. Off air, that dude is a Renaissance man. I'm talking about James Toney, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you throw out a fight at him, one of his fights, he'll tell you
Yeah.
the date, the venue, the time, the everything, right?
Yeah.
That's how tight his memory is. People hear him speak and say, okay, he got some normal,
Mm-hmm.
brain damage, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
throw out. I'm not lying to you. Just pick any insecure fight and be like, yeah, I fought him this year at this place, and he'll just go right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean you
So,
could tell in the interviews, that I've seen him on
mhm.
here. That
Oh yeah.
'cause speech is another part of the brain, So at the end of the day,
Mhm.
you can tell he's smart. He's still like very intelligent.
He's super intelligent. So
Yeah.
when I first met him, I just reached out to him on his page and said, look, man, that's a sharp suit. I'll spar you for your suit. Come to find out, that brother got like 500 suits, man. Right? He's a
You can
clothes
imagine.
horse. So
Can imagine.
what's up, Demitar? So I said to James, look, I'll spar you for a suit. He said,
Mhm.
good. Tell me your size so I get my tailor to make you a coffin. I was like, that's the
Yeah,
first
man.
thing that Batman said to me, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, James has that reputation. Like he'll literally fight anybody, bro. That like you can't like joke with him, like
Oh, no, no, no. But you know what, man? If you stand your ground with him, he'll definitely respect you. Because I told him, I said, look,
Oh yeah,
James.
yeah.
I said, look, James, you know, I got a defibrillator, man, on my left side. He's like, I don't care, man. I punch you on your right side. I don't give a fuck. Punch you on your right. I said, cool. You punch me on my life. I said, James, yeah, I
Yeah.
told him, I said, look, man, I know you're gonna kick my ass, but I'm gonna tell my grandkids that I beat you.
Right? I mean, what can he do to you? What more can he do to you? You already beat your ass, you know.
Pretty
He's gonna do it
much,
again.
but
He's gonna do it again, you know, like so, whatever. No, I get it, man.
yeah,
No, that's funny, man. I just always
yeah,
found it fascinating how like he'll literally fight anybody. You know?
yeah, man. But that's how I got him on the show because of all
Mhm.
them. I spent a little bit of time with him throughout the year, going back and forth with him because he will literally, once he get to know you, he'll drop stuff in your inbox talking about, I'm gonna come kick your ass, boy. Now I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
what are
just
you
random
what are you
shit,
talking about, man?
right? It's just like random and shit. You know, like James Tony,
Yeah,
you know, you know,
but
it's kind of random, you know. Then it's like, you know, I get you, I get it. Yeah, it's crazy.
but you know, back to Tyrone Trice real quick. I actually reached
Mhm.
out to him on Facebook, right? When he was still here with us, right?
Yeah.
And I introduced myself. I told him who I was and da da da. Because I was supposed to go to that fight in DC. I lived in Maryland at the time, and I was supposed to go to
Okay.
his second fight with Simon, but I couldn't go for whatever. I got in trouble in school, and my
Mm,
mom told me I couldn't go, so she went, right?
it happens.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was a junior in high school at the time, junior or senior, and I got into a fight. It wasn't even my fault. You jumped me. I'm just defending myself, right?
Yeah, no, I've been there, done that. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, she said, "Well, you can't go because you got suspended." Oh no, I'm lying, Puro. This is what happened.
Hmm.
I was going to. I had this scam where I would go into the cafeteria, and I knew how to pocket food because you know you wore them pants with big pockets, right?
Yes, sir.
And when it was steak and cheese day, I would fill my pockets up with steak and cheese and just pay for mine. Then I would sell the sandwiches and stuff, right?
Hmm.
And guess who walked up to me one time? Principal.
Um. Oh, you're
Principal.
okay. Okay.
Principal saw what I was doing, and he said, "Okay, call my mom," and all that. I don't
Hmm.
know if you ever saw the movie Lean on Me. You ever saw that movie?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it. Yes.
Okay, well, he was similar to Joe Clark,
Oh,
right?
okay. Okay. All right.
He was like a Joe Clark wannabe. So he's like, yeah, and he's like, you've been stealing for a while now, because somebody dropped dime on me because I had a little business going, right?
Oh, okay. Shit, motherfucker.
just,
Yeah.
just, I
Always a
was quick.
hater, huh? There's always a
Yeah, man.
hater.
Yeah, man. You know, I was quick with the hands. You know, I had them.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I had them sticky fingers back in the day, so I was quick, right?
All right.
So I would sell chocolate milk sandwiches outside and all that, and just everything that was in my pocket, right? And dude got me fired from KFC too, because I used to work at KFC, and I used to steal the coupons, right?
Okay. Hey, shit. I mean, every little bit helps at the end of the day.
I don't know why I'm
And the
sharing this with
coupons,
y'all.
right? I mean, I don't know if
Y'all
I
gonna think
don't
of
know if
some
I would
kind
say
of
it's stealing, you know, to be honest, but you know, fuck it.
y'all gonna think of some kind of career criminal when I was young, but
Hey man, kleptomania is just, you know, it's part of the spectrum nowadays. I think that's what it's called, you know. But
oh
it's
boy.
rectifiable if I'm using that word correctly. But anyways, go ahead.
But now I took the coupons and I was selling the because it was buy one get one free at half. This is, you
Mm.
gotta understand, this was 88 around that time, 88, 89, right?
Yeah, and these are kids, you know, that you
Yeah.
know, it can help them out. No, I get it. Trust me.
So I would sell the coupons and all that. I would go to school with no money and I would leave out with $30, $40 sometime in my pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after a while, somebody had an issue with me because he wanted to come partner in with me. That's what it was. I'm like, I don't need a partner. And I don't need one that got a big mouth either, right?
Exactly. You
So
sloppy, man. You know, you're a loose end. I get
so
it.
and then on top of that, you know, he wanted me to watch his back because the dude could not fight, but he would run his mouth, and then he would tell him that Troy's my boy because I was boxing back then, so people
My
knew I
best
could
friend's
fight.
like that, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
yeah, I mean, he can fight a bit, but he runs his mouth too much. Yeah. But anyways.
yeah, and then I had a friend of mine who was a boxer too, but he was a one hitter quitter. He was
Mm-hmm.
nothing to be played with. He would not. I'm telling you,
One
Brian
shot.
could
Bye bye.
knock you out with one punch, right?
Oh, wow. Yep.
So you put both of us together, it's going to take something to take both of us out, right? Unless you shoot us, right?
Yeah, I got you.
So anyway, he would run his mouth saying that I would protect him, Brian would protect him, and me and Brian got fed up. Like, stop telling people that. You know, you
Mm.
putting us in situations we don't need to be in.
Yeah,
right?
right.
So that's why he dimed on me.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why
Got
he did
mad.
it.
Got mad that you told him facts. You know,
Yeah, so principal came and I got suspended for like a week.
got in his feelings. You hurt his feelings over something he
Yeah,
did.
and
I get it.
then my mom is like, "You can't go to the fight." I'm like, "Mom's in DC, and she know how I love boxing." And Simon put that IBF belt. You ever had a championship belt put on your waist, man?
I haven't. I haven't.
Oh
I
my
mean, I dreamt
God,
it as a
bro.
kid. I ain't gonna. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I sometimes still dream it, but I'm not a kid anymore. It's just But
A Hall
no,
of
I never had
Famer. He wasn't a
it.
Hall of Famer back then, but a Hall of
Mhm.
Famer put his championship belt he had just won around my waist and said, "This is your future."
That's badass. Imagine, I can imagine. You said you were what, a junior or sophomore or something like that in high
I
school.
was 18 years old.
Ah, man, yeah, yeah. You'd be like, oh shit. You probably were puffing out your chest.
Connery said he took down my racket. Yes, he did, that
He
bastard.
did, motherfucker.
But yeah, man. But and then let me tell you a little bit more about the Tyrone since that But
Go ahead.
but during the second press conference, which was in DC, right?
Mhm.
So Tyrone Trice was he was educated as hell, and he had a little singing voice. So during the press conference, they asked him what he thought about Simon. He said, "Well, he said, well, first of all, I sing, I speak 3 different languages. I'm marketable. Simon speaks English bad, which is why
All
he
right.
can't be marketed. He's not marketable, and he has to impress his girlfriends and his wife, and his children. And in the first fight, now he told Simon he was going to have his wife and child cut his grass after he beat him, right?
Oh, shit, all right.
So SOS Havoc
Jesus.
was up. So Simon was like, this is the second fight now, second press conference. Simon was like, I hear you talking, but I talk with these. And if you think you went through hell the first fight, I'm gonna send you through triple hell. I'm gonna send you through triple hell, right?
All right.
So his trainer at the time was another great welterweight. You could watch him on YouTube too, but I mind be careful. He killed a man in the ring, right?
Who?
Uh, Emil Griffith.
Emil
Emil
Griffith.
Griffith.
Benny Paret. You're talking about the Benny Paret.
Yeah.
Right.
Now this is what happened. Emil, I think he's from a Caribbean island, and the other dude was also from a Caribbean island, but he spoke Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And I can't remember the Spanish word
I
for
think it was Cuban. I think Paret was Cuban. I remember
Cuban.
my dad
Yeah.
told me.
So
Yeah.
he was calling him gay because he knew that he knew brother was gay, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, watching that.
Yeah, and Griffin understood enough to know that he was talking about him, right?
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
kept calling
Yeah,
him. I
no,
think he called him a faggot. I basically just kept on faggot, 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 right?
he was
Excuse me. Right?
humiliating them, man. Yeah. Yeah.
So, which was true because Emil was a homosexual, but still, that's not my business, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
No, I got
he told
you.
him
I
to
trust the
chill
guy in
out. He didn't
respect.
chill out. In
Mhm.
that fight, he basically gave him the beat him of his life, and he
Yeah, I've
slumped.
seen it.
He's
Seen the
yeah.
fight. Yeah.
I should have never watched that fight because I cannot all these years and I cannot get it out of my head. I can't
Yeah.
get it out of my head, Pure. I don't like stuff like I can't get it out of my
Yeah.
head.
I understand. I've seen. I
Yeah.
remember I did when Morel put that guy in a coma. The guy he fought.
I
Yeah, I
heard it. I
remember.
didn't see it.
I was on Mark's channel, and for whatever reason we were talking about it, and because I was actually watching it on his channel, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually predicted that bruh, they should stop the fight. Like I know he's punching back, but literally he's not making a dent. All he's doing is getting hit for no reason,
Mm,
But they didn't,
mm.
and I predicted that something might happen. Yeah. Anyways, long story short, I think I like off of memory, I try to do as much as I can. I think I've seen 8 deaths in it since I've been watching boxing,
No.
like live,
See,
like as
mhm.
they happened. Not like in the ring. Sometimes in the ring, I think the Gabby Ruelas versus the Colombian, I forget his name. I saw that one, but I don't think he died in the ring. But I see, yes, it's crazy. It's just like I
Mhm,
don't know. I watch a lot of boxing. That's
mhm.
how I put it. But yeah, I don't like watching that shit either. But yeah, I was just like, fuck, oh shit, I saw a lot. But
Can
I'm
you
sorry.
see the chat? Because I think that Connery, oh my God, Con Shonery. I want to call him
Hmm.
Sean Connery.
Yeah,
Con Shonery
Consoner. Yeah.
is answering your question about different names that you threw out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, you're Brosuli. Yeah. That was the guy that Morel fought. Yeah. And then Paret was keeping it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, see, with me, there's certain things I don't want to. I'm what you call, empath, right?
Yeah, no, as
So
am I. Yeah, I know for sure.
yeah, so I internalize. I feel stuff a whole lot more intense than others do, right?
Yeah.
Like I got a friend of mine. He sends me these videos, and then he sent me that one of the Mexican cartel. I don't know if you saw it when they
Which
chopped
one?
this woman's head off on
Oh,
camera,
I
right?
I can't watch that type of shit. Like,
Yeah, and I told him don't
something
ever.
that happens that I don't know is gonna happen.
Yeah,
Okay, like I don't expect it,
yeah,
but not, I'm not into that type of stuff. Yeah,
yeah. I told him don't ever send me anything like because I couldn't sleep.
yeah, fuck that. No,
I
yeah, I can't
couldn't
watch that type
sleep.
of shit, bro.
That
I'm
and I don't know how old you are, but Public
40.
Enemy, right? Huh?
Yes, sir. I know 40. I'm 40.
Okay, yeah, good. Public Enemy had an album, and they had these brothers hanging that were lynched hanging from trees on. I think it was Fair for Black Planet or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of
Yeah,
the album.
I know the album. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I know the cover you speak of.
yeah. Okay, but those three brothers that were hung, that was a true story. It was actually four of them. They had
Mm-hmm.
went to Indiana, I believe, to look for work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the youngest was 12, 13 at the time, and so they didn't get to work, so they were headed back home, and I don't know the complete story, but they were
Mm-hmm.
blamed for raping a white woman, which they had nothing to do with. That was the husband who beat her, right?
Yeah, that was the
So
narrative in those days. Yeah, they
yeah,
used to say that all
so
the
all
time.
four of them ran into a church.
Mm-hmm.
They ran to a church and hid in the church that night. And the people surrounded the church was about to tell them to come out or they're gonna burn the church to the ground. So all the three oldest ones told the youngest one, "You stay in here, and when you get a chance, you run home, you make it home, and you tell our story, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And this dude was about in his 90s when they were doing this documentary or something, right?
Yeah,
So he was rich, and he was still he'd never been back to Indiana, never. He won't step foot back in Indiana,
he's
won't,
like still has that
right?
trauma. Huh?
Yes. So he was
Yeah.
like he heard them getting beaten, tortured, and he tried his best to not scream out, right? And he
Yeah.
cried, and he peed on himself, he defecated on himself, he froze everything, and he was so scared that he froze, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And
I mean,
he hid because they didn't know that he was in there. They just said, well, it's just three of us, and they hung him and so forth and so on, and then they left, and somehow he made it back home, I guess through the grace of God, and send him some help or whatever, but he made it. But he
yeah.
never, and he tells that story. He says, even to this day, I will never step foot back in Indiana. I can't. I don't even like speaking about it. He actually developed a stutter, right?
Mm. No.
And
Yeah. Shit.
a speech
Yeah.
impediment and all that. And I take stuff like that too. I can't. I can't. I can't deal with certain things because it brings out like okay stuff like that
Yeah.
brings out
I hear
stuff
you.
in me.
I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
I
Mad
understand.
Chad, what's up? What's up? I never sent
Magic.
it back to Indiana. Yeah, so that stuff. These are just to take it back to boxing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Always like but like the fight with Nigel Benn and Gerald McClellan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
It's
I don't watch that no more. I
yeah.
don't watch that
I
no
don't watch it. Yeah. 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 Like the fights that I've seen that I told you, it's been
more. Hmm.
there's been a lot of them. I
Hmm.
literally that's the last time I've seen him was when I saw
Hmm.
him live. Yeah. I ain't trying to
Yeah.
like. Yeah. I have no want to see them. Go through that again. I just thought it
Me
was
neither.
fucking weird.
I don't want to watch it no more.
Bad
I don't.
timing. Bad timing.
Because to me it's personal because I've been blessed enough to talk to his sister who's his
Mm.
caretaker. That's his
Oh,
been
yo,
his
yeah, yeah.
caretaker.
Actually, I think I've seen that episode. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
No, I
saw a
hear you.
couple of those episodes 'cause she was on more than
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. No, I
And
know.
let me tell you what, I've been blessed, man, doing this thing because to talk to her, even when I talk to her in private, right?
Mhm.
She's an incredible individual, man, because she sacrificed everything that she is for her brother. Everything. She had a life now, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
her life is the care of her brother.
yeah. To care for her brother. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like like we all think that we would do the same for our brothers and sisters, our mothers, but like
Hmm.
at the end of the day, like we're not in that situation, and we could. I mean, we could only imagine how hard it is. So it's like she's
Hmm.
a tough lady.
Hmm. And she keeps in touch with I gotta give him his praise on this. Who's
Mm.
the WBC president again? Why am I forgetting all these names?
Mauricio.
Suleiman. Suleiman.
Then or now? Then or now?
Now, is
Oh yeah,
now,
Mauricio. Yeah, Jose, his dad was back then.
yeah, but he's been a great help to her, man.
No,
And
I know it. I know it.
yeah,
That's what they won't report on is because
no,
he is like
no.
a corrupt dude, but he does do good shit. I've seen it.
And because of what I know, I'm not allowed to speak on certain things, right?
No,
So,
trust me.
but he's been, let's just say he's been a great help to her, and she has a lot of respect for him, right?
And
And
trust
leave it
me,
like
I've
that.
seen videos. I mean, like literally at the end of the day, trust me. Like I'm not trying to tell you to speak on it. At the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, like there's all this. Like I know about it because it's out there. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, like
Mm-hmm.
it's just at the end of the day here in this platform.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys are always looking for why this guy's doing, why this guy is that. So here on this platform, in a lot of places, yeah, they're not gonna. Even if you showed them to them, like, yeah, okay, this guy actually does good for people that you probably like, like have a lot of respect for, they wouldn't believe you anyway. But I get you,
No, and is other things in boxing that okay. I had a
man.
conversation with a. You ever watch the Ring 10 shows I used to do?
Uh, uh,
That's when
Probably I don't remember them, but
yeah,
probably.
that's when I was working on. We, not me.
Mhm,
We were working on
mhm.
getting a union and a
Yeah,
commission
I've
for
seen a
boxing.
couple of them. Yeah, I think Jerry Cooney
Yeah,
used to
those,
come on
Gary
live with.
Cooney was there,
Yeah,
Christy Martin was there, but
yeah,
just the
I've seen a
overall
couple of
meaning behind the show is what I really want to focus. Christy was on because I wanted to reach out to her. Well, let me give you a quick overview of that story, right? So
them. Go ahead.
I was on somebody else's show, which I'm not going to say his name, but
Mhm.
so I said to him, look, you doing all these, what the hell he used to do? What are those shows? People just get on and argue. What you call them?
Oh, free smoke shows.
Yeah, the free smoke shows.
Got
So
it.
now you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
y-
I'm sure.
yeah, so I asked him, why don't you just challenge me? Don't you give me a name of a fighter that you want to see, and I'll get it. He's like, you can't do that. I said, yeah,
Hmm.
I can't challenge me. So he
Okay.
threw out Chrissy Martin. He said he was a big fan of Chrissy Martin, and I said, okay, fine. I'll get it. I'll get her. And what I did was I made a couple of phone calls, and I've been blessed. The third phone call I made got me in touch with her, right?
Sweet, sweet.
And so when I called her, she already knew I was gonna call her because we're on different time zones, right?
Mm.
So when I got to her, she was like, "Oh, such and such said third party said he was gonna call me," and that day I had already contacted X amount of people, and you got to understand, I was into it. I was taking it like I was actually building something, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't just saying, okay, well, me and Major are building this, but I was doing Ring 10 and some other stuff. And then in my real life, I was doing stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was so exhausted that day that I was talking to her for maybe a good half an hour. And she's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll come on the show. And I said, wait a second, you have a show. Don't you have a movie on Netflix? I didn't watch the movie yet, but she said,
Yeah.
yeah. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna watch the movie and we can discuss the movie. So then she I thought had disconnected the call, but yeah, okay. Well, she hung up. Then I said I got to call somebody else, and
Mhm.
because I was so tired, I dialed her number back again. I said, yeah, can I speak to so and so? She's like, Troy. I said, yeah, it's me. You just called me,
Oh
right?
yeah, you're like half asleep because you're so tired.
Yes. And then I think I fell asleep. She's like, Troy, you sleeping? I said, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm so tired. She's like, boy, go get some sleep. You can't
Right.
talk
It's
to
right.
nobody else today, right?
Right. Yeah. You're gonna
So,
you're gonna
so
fall
when I
asleep
got
on the
on the
call.
show with her, the first thing she asked is, did you get any sleep? I said, yeah, I got some sleep. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. Right?
Yeah, that's a natural. That's a natural form of questioning. It's,
Yeah. And then the dude came on the show and he was, you could hear the emotion in him. And that made me so happy, man, that the dude, I said, come on, because I kept my word. I said, come on the show. Come on the show and talk to him,
that's
man.
that's real
So,
cool.
but, I just, that's things like that I'll always remember, not the back and forth and the foolishness.
Yeah.
I like stuff like that. But I had
Yeah.
some plans and then as faith would have it, things happen and I couldn't follow through, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
uh long and short of it, brothers, when you get into this podcast, that you either get into it for fun or you get into it with a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Me and Major, we got into it with a purpose, but life as it was, if you take away one of us, it ain't gonna work, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
at the time we were pretty much aligned in everything. Because I didn't have my own platform because I didn't think I could do one, right?
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So then after a while, I was like, Major, it's different things I want to talk about, man. He's like, yeah, well, I'm known for boxing. I'm Major Key Boxing. I said, I got that. That's why I'm not gonna do it on your show. Just help me out when I start my own thing. He's like, you got that. So I turned the lights on of the Troy Graham experience, and here I am.
There it is.
And I know I'm just running off. We're not even talking about the subject matter anymore.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I mean, like I said, brother. I mean, that's why I still keep coming back. Especially like you were saying, like like that particular story, which is an awesome story. Like those are your memories. But like, and you don't really remember the bickering or, but like that. I miss that bickering because back in those days it was different. It was a different type of bickering. It was.
Well,
I mean, it feels like it's a very segregated bickering now. You know what I'm saying?
When it was fun,
like it used to be. That's what used to be fun.
I used to enjoy the bickering when you could just keep it with the two people that are in front of you, right? Don't tell me you're gonna have intercourse with my daughter. Don't bring up my health issues.
Some people
don't tell me that I'm an abusive father and XYZ after we personally shared some stuff live on air about fatherhood. Don't tell me none of that. Because really, I feel like spitting face to face. I would probably spit in a lot of these people's face, and then whatever comes from that, I would just have to take it because I started it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, words are words, but when you spit in somebody's face, then there's only a couple of places that could go. And none of them is nice.
Usually.
None of them is nice, right?
Yeah, no, sure.
Because to me, you tell me I'm an abusive father, I said, okay, I interviewed two of my sons, and my oldest came on the show with me and Major. So
I remember when you put your sons on the platform a couple times,
Yeah, but I'm such an abusive father, right? And a no good father, right? My kids ain't afraid of me. What, man? We all right as a family. Nobody else has done that. I had my nephew on too. He did the credit repair. That was his show, right? Okay. So I've been blessed that I have this platform to do stuff and just to run my damn mouth. I would love to do a show with some. This is why I want to do the platforms at least once a week, where I could just talk boxing, old, new, old, current, whatever. And we just have a whole boxing conversation, man. It's just, because I can't beat a dead horse to death. I don't care about a lot of what's going on now. I really don't. And I'm gonna tell you why. If you talk to most of the people that you've seen us talk to, right? Most of the ones, Buddy McGirt said it a bunch of times. I don't really keep up with current affairs. Tommy Brooks, I don't really keep up with current affairs. James Toney, don't really keep up with current boxing.
Heard them numerous times,
Yeah. So I don't want to belabor that fact. I want to talk. I want to let it flow. Let it be organic. Go check out them panels I did on my old shows with Marv McDowell and a whole bunch of other people. And we just get to talking and laughing, man.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen them. Yeah.
And of all people, and of all people, it's Kevin Kelly that brings it back to. Kevin Kelly talks more than me, right?
Yeah, he loves to talk.
But he's super intelligent and super knowledgeable. So he knows current affairs. He knows the past. He'll always throw a story in there. But I tell Kevin all the time, he's just like Stevie Wonder. If you don't get that mic back, Stevie just gonna keep going and going and going.
No, he was made for his
that dude is
boxing. He's made to be an analyst.
That dude always puts a smile on my spirit, man, because I know when Kevin come in, he brings this air of positivity. And when Kelly Pavlik said, see, the thing with me is I make the mistake of putting both of them on the same panel, Kelly Pavlik, Kevin Kelly. So I'll be like, okay, Kevin Pavlik. And I'm like, listen. So Kevin said, look, why don't we just call him Ghost? Because, that was his name when he was coming up, was Ghost.
Yeah, the Ghost. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So Kevin was like, we'll just call him Ghost because you just confused. I said, all right, man. And Kelly was cool with it. Kelly is he's a ray of sunshine, man. He good people, man. So
I never met him or talked to him, but he looks like a down to earth dude.
Yeah, man, he good. He's not really outspoken like that. Like I remember on the panel once he was raising his hand,
Mhm.
and Kevin Kelly was like, Kevin, you have to speak up. I said, no, Kevin. I said, Kevin, man, you have to be quiet. So Kevin talking.
One will shut up, but one won't start, right?
Yes. And then
Yeah.
Andre Rozier will come in and he'll say something out the blue like, we're not even talking about that, Ray. But
Yeah. No, I've seen
yeah,
like
yeah,
Rozier. I don't like. I haven't seen him in a lot of like interviews or stuff like that. But like when I've seen him on your panels or other like like they did the
yeah.
24/7s back when he was with Danny Jacobs or whatever. He seems
Mhm.
like it's like real like he's like very talk. He's like that type of dude.
Let
When
me
he's
tell
around.
you what. Once he feels comfortable with you, and he doesn't go on a lot of shows because he. Okay, I guess I could say this. It's not a big old secret. He doesn't go on a
Mhm.
lot of shows because he says a lot of these dudes just talk. They don't know what they're talking about. I don't want to be. Well, I'm not
No,
going to
that's
waste my time with them.
that's a fact.
And I'm actually paraphrasing his words, right?
Yeah, no, that's a fact. And he's an actual trainer and shit. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
us, we're here. We like sometimes we, like, okay, yeah, you don't know shit, but it's fun. We'll clown each other and that's it. These guys are like actual professionals. They don't want to talk to clowns, man. I get
Oh
it.
my, you know what, Con Shonery, thank you for reminding me, man. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag because I'm gonna just speak things in the truth. I'm working on doing an anniversary show with Prince Nazir and Kevin Kelly because it's been
Oh,
almost 30 years. But
that'd be great.
here's the hang up with that.
Mm.
Different timelines, and I'm saying different timelines.
Time
He's in
zones.
Yemeni. He's in
Oh, he's in
Yemeni.
Yemen.
So
He's in Yemen.
Yemen, yeah. So
Well,
he is, but Prince keeps it. They're friends, right?
yeah, no, I'm
So
assuming they were, yeah.
it can get done, but I have to work out the time where it might not be beneficial for us over here. But
Mhm.
even Kevin is on West Coast time. I'm on East Coast time,
Yeah,
so
no, for
I
sure.
have to I have to calculate the time for 3 different time zones,
Yeah. So yeah,
right?
no, for
Uh,
sure.
But y'all pray hard for me, man. I get to pray while he is to work, and if God says, "Hey, get it done," I'm gonna get it done, and I'm gonna have a Kevin Kelly Prince Nazim show. Shouldn't a part of me is like, don't say that on the air yet till it's done. But you know what? I also believe in speaking it into truth. So
No, that's hey, like however it comes into truth, But yeah, I'll throw you a prayer. That's not a problem, And like my
yeah,
mama used to say, if it's for you, it's gonna happen, and usually it
yeah.
happens. So it's gonna be for you. You
And
got it.
I'm gonna speak something else into truth because I've been working on this for about 3 years now, right?
Mm,
Azuma Nelson. I've
the
been working
professor,
on this
huh?
for about 3 years,
For,
man.
for 2 years, yeah. Hopefully you get it, man. It's a great
Yeah,
fighter, excellent
because
fighter.
people think these interviews just pop up. No, it did. Like when you saw them on the show, it didn't just
Mhm.
happen week after week. I already started about a month or so, 2 months in advance already.
Yeah,
It
no,
just so
I can
happened that they
imagine,
were
especially if
free.
you don't know some of them,
I don't know
you
none
know.
of them.
Yeah, there you go. Like
No,
you're like, hi, I'm Troy Graham. I'm like, okay, Troy, can I help you? Like, who are you? I get it.
well, outside of Simon Brown,
Mhm.
and I was supposed to spar. Me and Hasim, I think I knew more of him than he knew more of me because he was in the city and I was in the county, right?
Mhm.
So I was supposed to spar with him when I was 21. I believe he was 19 or something, right?
Okay.
So uh, that never came to pass because of health issues or whatever. But then I met him twice after that, right?
Uh-huh.
And but of course he's not going to remember that, right? So
Yeah, a long time ago,
me,
right?
me and William Jompy trained in the same gym.
Oh, okay.
Me, Joppy, Sean Bay, uh, Simon, dude by the name of Les Johnson, and Troy
Mhm.
Jackson, who y'all probably don't know. We all trained in the same gym at the same time because we were roughly around the same age group, right? Uh, so I know of them, but they really didn't know of me because they were levels above me when I was boxing, right?
I got you. Yeah, they were probably like in their professional careers at the time, huh?
Sean Bay was, Joppy
Mhm.
was,
Mhm.
yeah. Joppy wasn't champion yet, but Sean Bay was champ. I remember him pulling up to the gym with his Lexus coupe. It was teal. It was a teal color, I think, right?
Mm. Yeah,
And
I
he
think I know the color actually.
and
Yeah.
he had his belts. You'd always come in with his belt around him, or at least one of them, right?
Mhm.
There was another cat named Andrew Council. You could Google him. He was the last
I know
man.
him.
Okay.
It sounds familiar at least. Andrew
Yeah,
Casper,
yeah.
it sounds familiar. Yeah.
He was the last man to stop Buddy McGirt.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
he was
sounds
Simon Brown's main sparring partner,
okay.
right? And he fought Bernard Hopkins, right? So he's well known. So me and all these cats were all in the same gym, so they knew of me, and I knew of them, but we didn't know each other outside of Simon came to my house and ate dinner with us. So Simon knows me, and I know Simon, right?
Yeah.
But everybody else I named, we would just move around in the same circles because, okay, when you're in Maryland, there's a couple of gyms. There's Palmer Park, which is Sugar Ray Gym, right?
Okay.
There was a place called House of Champions, which is not there no more. And it was named perfectly because so many champions came out of that damn place, right?
All right.
Damn, that place. They produced some champions.
They produced them, huh?
Yeah. Then there was another one named Hooker's Gym in Rockville. They produced a few champions. And the guy who was the trainer in there, he was in the Olympics with Sugar Ray and them, and he got a silver medal, right?
Okay.
I wish I could remember brother's name. But
he was in the Olympics with Sugar Ray, you said?
Sugar Ray Leonard, yeah.
Shit.
He got a silver medal at 140, I think. 140, 135 pound. I don't remember his name. But all of us were around, and then there was another wave that came. That was the Simon Browns, the Maurice Blockers, the Darryl Tysons, and all of them, right? And also throw in one Winky Wright before he went to Florida. He's from DC. He's from DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. He's from around. That area.
Yeah. So Chop Corley, Reggie Green, Showtime Reggie Green, Winky Wright, Joppy, all of them was in this, and me. I was all in the same. I was in that same class, right?
Okay.
But and Sean Bay Mitchell, right? Now all of them people I just named outside of Reggie was a champion, and me, I wasn't no champion, right? I didn't have a chance to reach my full potential because of whatever reason, right?
Yeah, for sure. It happens.
So you got to think. I want to do a documentary on all these people, man. The DMV, and even Baltimore, like me, Hasim, and Franchon Cruz, right?
Tank, don't forget Tank.
Tank, right?
You know,
I want to do a documentary on everybody, man. But see, these things take time and money, and I'm working on it.
And scheduling, like there's a lot of
that's the time.
They have families and stuff,
That's the time, and I'm telling you, man, if it's God's will, watch it happen. Watch it happen. I'm not bragging.
Well,
but
Mama used to say, if it's for you, it's gonna happen, no problem. Usually it was for me.
Just watch it happen, man. Because these are the things that interest me. I'm not really interested. The reason why you don't hear me on social media or anybody's platform no more because I never got the respect I felt that I deserved. I didn't want nobody to kiss my ass. But if I just come on your panel and don't say a word, why is everybody jumping down my throat? Why dudes would come on to panels and be like, "That Troy Graham?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man? Fuck you." And I'm like, "Brother, I don't know you." "Yeah, you do. I saw you on Fred's show." Like, you saw me. I didn't see you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I remember seeing that a little bit. They kind of like, I mean, and then I didn't know you as well as I do now. But I was like, why are they going on Troy? He never says anything. But they were kind of pick on you a little bit. Yeah.
And then I spoke kind of quiet. I mean, I guess I speak quietly. I don't really want to do the whole yelling bit, right?
Yeah.
So,
I was like that when I first started too. I didn't want to yell at all. Yeah.
Yeah, so they would just jump down my throat and all that. Yeah, brother Khan Shanri Hasim is from Baltimore. But, after a while, I just got tired of it. There was one dude that I thought we were friends, man. We were cool. The dude told me I was trying to sabotage his show and that I was toxic. And he was about to say something about my kids, and he stopped. He stopped himself.
And
that
happened to me before. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like you, I didn't do shit.
Yeah. Okay, well, Khan Shanri, yes. I'm sorry I forgot. Vincent Pettyway knocked out Simon. Yes. Kwawi. I have a picture with Kwawi. I didn't know he was from Baltimore. Marv McDowell, the brother, the great trainer that comes on with me a lot, right, my friend? Yeah. He introduced me to Kwawi. He also introduced me to the real Omar from The Wire. Right?
From The Wire, yeah.
He introduced me to the real dude.
Yeah,
because he came to his gym. Now, I don't know if you used to watch The Wire. Did you?
No, I never saw The Wire. I know of it. Okay. I know like Omar and stuff like that, and I know it's based on certain things. But no, I never saw it.
Yeah. But he was in a couple episodes, the real Omar, but nobody knew. And he's not gay and he's not small. He's taller than me and he's bigger than me, so he's not gay or small.
Hey man, Hollywood, they take liberties. You know how it is.
Yeah. But that dude, when you meet him, his energy is something different. Like I told you, right? I'm a empath, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I met brother, his energy, even at that stage and that age, I was like, this dude is nothing to play with. Nothing.
Yeah,
Right?
you get that vibe, right? From
Yeah, he wasn't evil. He wasn't loud and outspoken. But when I met his hand, our eyes met. And I never turned my eyes away from him ever. Ever.
Yeah.
I looked in his eye, he looked in mine. I said, it's good to meet you, brother. He said, okay. And that was a whole conversation.
Yeah. And to be honest, like in my humble opinion, like because I knew a man that was like that had the same energy that you had, and everybody kind of felt it as well. He was my dad. You know, my dad was like that. My dad was he was like literally everybody always thought he was mad, and he looked mean, but he was a sweetheart. You know, but my dad just my dad was born in 1931. You know, so like you know, like he was.
Okay,
That
he
was
must be the baby of the bunch then.
No, I think he's maybe the baby was his youngest brother. I think
No,
maybe he's
you.
me. I'm the baby. Yeah, I'm the baby. My dad had kids late. My dad had me when he was 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, yeah. But like that was like the It's just I think it's like just some people like just have that vibe coming off of them where you just feel like you have to show them like a little bit more respect than like that you would have to show. That's kind of like I can't put my finger on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, trust me. You know, as a man, you'll know when you see it. But let me say something.
I lived with it, so yeah, I understand totally.
Yeah, let me say something to Conchonry. Reggie Gross. I actually forgot about him. He challenged Mike Tyson in the bathroom. Mike Tyson in the bathroom, Conchonry, and they almost fought in the bathroom. But I want to say, did he fight Tyson? Yeah, he ended up going to jail. Reggie ended up going to jail.
I kind of remember that. You know what's funny, Troy? Say that really quickly about how he almost got into a fight with Reggie Gross. Like I was watching Barrera's and Morales' podcast the other day, and they were having Jose Luis Castillo on. You know, the guy that fought Mayweather twice. Well, anyways, he was telling a story about like I think he was going to fight Frankie Randall's the rematch or whatever. But there was he was drinking and doing drugs at the time. You know, that's when he first lost and he was going to avenge it. He ended up getting his ass kicked by a fucking martial artist in the bathroom. That was minding his own business. I thought.
Who was this? Who was this again?
Chavez Senior.
Oh.
Chavez Senior. He was in Vegas because Castillo was his sparring partner. You know,
yes, he was. He fought Pernell, right?
Yeah. And so like literally, it was the rematch because he had his first loss against Frankie Randall, and it was like a random dude, but he was an actual martial artist, and he actually told Chavez this, but he was drunk, and like literally he was minding his own business, but like he kept talking shit to him. He ended up getting his ass kicked. He goes back to the craps table where he was shooting dice with Castillo. He's like, "What happened?" He's like, "Oh, some fucking karate man just beat the shit out of me," and he did backed up. And they kept on playing dice.
This was Travis Senior, right?
Yeah, this was Travis Senior. Yeah, he was doing an interview with Mark Antonio Barrera on this podcast. I thought that was hilarious. I don't know, it just made me. You reminded me of that.
No, but you see how you told the story about he so calmly said, "Well, I got my ass kicked by a martial artist." That's what men do, because most dudes nowadays would probably want to shoot you. Right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. And a martial artist that did not want no smoke, that probably knew who he was, but since he was so drunk and didn't doing a bit of drugs, it was the 80s or whatever, it was the 90s.
And this was in Mexico?
No, this was in Las Vegas. Like the Friday before he was fighting the rematch versus Frankie Randall. Like he literally fought Frankie Randall the next day. He literally almost had to cancel the fight, cancel the rematch because he got his ass kicked by a fucking martial artist who was fucking trying to mind his business. I thought that was hilarious. I laughed like you did for like an hour when I heard.
Yes. Yeah, because boxing doesn't have that character anymore. Who was the dude that fought Vernon Forrest, man, and beat him?
Mayorga?
Mayorga. That dude used to smoke and drink while he was in
Yeah.
training camp.
I remember fucking Larry Merchant used to fucking light the cigarette for him. He used to give him the fucking goddamn cigarette. Yeah.
See, we don't have that anymore. Where are the character real the dudes that just beat himself? I mean, because what you saw of him is he used to go home and give his money away. You know, he's from Panama. Who is he from Panama, right?
No, Nicaragua.
Yeah, he used to go home and give his money away.
Yeah.
He
And he
cared
actually
for his people
got on
that
drugs
much.
recently.
Yeah. He broke. He literally just didn't care. He said, "Well, shit, people need it," and he just gave it to him. Kind of like Duran. Duran lives in Panama, and he wants for nothing, because he never stopped being Panamanian. He just
and he came from nothing either. He was like a street dude,
he never stopped being Duran. And those are the characters you miss. Now, personally, I was never a fan of Duran's until I saw his story and I got to understand him more. I got to understand the man more, right?
Yes, sir.
So it wasn't like he was. Now, mind you, the dude was a bastard. Let's just make it pure. He wasn't.
He was nasty, especially against Sugar Ray in the first one.
Yeah. But it was some meaning behind his madness. Why he was like that.
No, there was. Yeah, he needed to.
He was a hungry child. He had nothing. And they used to steal mangoes and shit like that to survive and all that, right?
Yeah.
I could understand that. I grew up in Jamaica, so Panama is really like a cousin or brother country, or however you want to put it, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. No, trust me, I get it.
A lot of Jamaicans go to Panama, and a lot of Panamanians go to Jamaica. So my grandfather was Panamanian.
That's dope. That's fucking dope.
And then I have another side
because I'm Mexican, but my grandfather was from England. So like,
okay, well there you go.
That's just how, because like my dad's from an island. Jamaica's an island. So maybe it just happens that way. Fucking Panamanians and then English motherfuckers just like the water, I guess.
Nicholas Walters, remember him? The X-Man. He was Jamaican, but his father, I believe, was Panamanian, and he moved to Panama. And he speaks fluent Spanish.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt it, brother.
He does.
My dad, they call him the El Inglés all his life, and he literally like spoke English for before like my mother ever met him. It's just it's just interesting how it happens.
And I'll tell you what, in his corner, they didn't speak any English in his corner. They spoke Spanish. This is Nicholas Walters' corner. Go watch the fight with him and Donaire. I was so blessed that Major got Donaire on the show, right? He got Donaire and his wife, and I was so blessed.
I spoken to the champ once or twice.
Yeah, I was so happy. I was talking to his wife because I don't think he was on the platform at the time, but he was listening the whole time. So I said, look, I told her, look, if I ever get to meet your husband, I want to tell him that I respect him as a boxer, but I have more love for him as a human being based on the fight I saw with him and Nicholas Walters and how they both handled themselves afterwards. I didn't know he was right there. So she was like, okay, can you say that one more time? I said, sure. So then he came on. He's like, thank you, brother. I didn't know he was listening to me. That actually was one of the high points in my life to get to talk to that man, because the way they both handled themselves after the fight, because Donaire came on and said, well, no excuses. He kicked my ass, Donaire caught him with a signature left hook too. And Nicholas Walters took it. That's why I know it's bullshit that he stopped against Lomachenko. Lomachenko don't hit like that, right?
I could agree with you.
So but anyway, but
he was beating him at the end of the day. But I hear you. He doesn't hit like that.
No, but
I know he does. It doesn't make sense. I got you. No, trust me, I understand.
You have to watch the talk after the in-ring conversation they had, and they both showed each other the immense respect, because Donaire was like, man, you kicked my ass, I have a chance. He's like, stop it. This is Walters. He's like, stop it. Stop it, man. No. You had me hurting there. He threw a right hand off the wrong foot. This is Walters, and hurt Donaire. That's what people don't realize that Walters walks around at 160.
Shit, man, big dude. He's also a big little dude.
Yeah. And see, I reached out to him numerous times too. He just never replied. He never replied to me because I damn sure wanted to talk to him, but I never replied to me because I was going to get him on the show with Simon Brown. Yeah. I was going to get Dillian White calls himself the body snatcher, right?
Yes, sir.
I was going to do my best to get him on the show with Mike McCullum. he's the original body snatcher.
Yeah, the
Right?
original boss snatcher. Yeah, yeah.
I
Of course.
told his brother that. I don't know if you saw the interview I did with Dean White, right?
I did it.
I told his brother. I said, I get him. Tell him I can get Mike. Tell him I get Mike McCollum, and we'll do a show together. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I even wanted to do like an all Jamaican show, because we have a boxing day in Jamaica, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm still gonna do it. Everybody I spoke to was with it. Everybody I had on the show that was Jamaican was with it. Everybody, what you saw, Glenn Johnson, Uriah Grant, Simon Brown, I'm missing somebody, Mike McCollum, all of them said cool, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. It's a beautiful thing too, especially the
Yeah.
way I would
And
assuming we grew up, me and you,
mhm.
Troy, because it's just it's different than on the American experience. It's like they're like I'm sure like uber proud to be in Jamaican just as much as I'm uber proud to be Mexican. Like that's why they're like all in. They're all in.
Yeah, I even told Guido.
camaraderie, pride.
I even told Guido. No, you remember Guido, right?
Yeah, I talked to
Yeah,
him.
I
Through the
told
chat
Guido when
yesterday. The Shadow's back. Shadow just came back.
yeah, Shadow, because me and Guido would talk offline and talk online, but mainly he would call and just see how I'm doing. And I would tell him, look, you always want to do a show. Why don't you do a Latino show, man, and do it in all Spanish? Ain't nobody doing that. Because
Not except for Marco Antonio and a couple of other dudes.
no,
One
no,
more other dude.
no, but he surprised me with his knowledge of what he knew about Latino boxers. He knew more Latino boxers than me. So,
I mean, they're out there. I'm pretty sure there's
no, old. I'm talking about from the past. He knew about
Oh,
Johnny Tapia and a lot of other boxers
yeah,
too. They're
right.
older than Tapia.
Oh, how old is he, Guido?
Guido's in his 20s.
Okay, all right, but still, it's like
Yeah,
Marco Unrivaled. Like Marco Unrivaled amazed me when he knew who Raton Macias was. Like literally,
yeah.
that's like literally a very old boxer, and that guy's like 20 as well. So Marco Unrivaled is very knowledgeable.
Yeah, he is. He's very knowledgeable, but I'm not going. I don't go on his show anymore either. So I don't
No,
go
he doesn't do
show.
lives anymore. I'm just saying that it's like
Yeah.
he's so young and he knows so much.
Yeah. How old is he?
Like he's literally, I think, probably like around Guido's age. He's like 20, 22, 23. When I met him, he was like that. And I asked
Wow.
him, do you guys know
You
a guy?
sound like he's older than that, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
I never thought he was like super old. I know I've seen him one
Yeah.
time. I think one time
Oh no,
camped up in
he's
the
not
studio.
my age group, but
He's
I
not.
mean,
He's young. I think Blood, Retro. He was the one
Blood
that
and
told
I are
me
in
that
the same
really
age group.
young. Yeah, he was the one
Blood
that
and
told me
I,
that. Like, nah, he's very
and
young.
I think coaches right there in our age group. So yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Blood is good, man. Blood is a good dude, man. I actually want to sit down on the panel with him, Coach, and Julius.
Ray IQ, yeah.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
got.
very knowledgeable dudes. Yeah.
Let me tell you what. Even though I joke Julius and tell him, that I want to get in business with him, and buy a bodega because he's Dominican, right?
Yeah, Dominican in New York, right?
And he'll be like, "Man, you say the same shit to me all the time." I say, "Yeah, but it's funny to me, right?" But I think he knows I got a hell of a lot of respect for him. Now, I would debate most people. I'm not debating Julius because he'll kick my ass. Right? I'm not going to debate. You put anybody else in front of me, anybody else, I'll go ahead about debating them. But I'm not going to debate. He's not going to embarrass my ass. No.
To be honest, I respect him as well. I've talked to him maybe a few times. I don't know why I never like really went to this panel as much. I think it went once or twice. But yeah, he's very knowledgeable. But like me, I got an ego. Like to this day, like even though I lost a little debate, like I don't know, like a year ago, but I don't know in my head because of my ego, I said, "Nah, I didn't really lose, but I'll give it to him." Yeah, to me, I beat anybody in this boxing shit. But that's just me.
What? I feel that way. I feel that way with most people. What's the topic? Boxing Lounge. Well, it was the topic on the what you call it is about Tyrone Trice passing away. But then we just got into a topic about boxing and boxing. But why don't you jump on here, man? Just scroll up and hit the link, brother. Boxing Lounge. It would be good to talk to him and talk to you in a minute. He wants to know what the topic is. Just talking boxing and different things in boxing, brother.
He's like debate.
Yeah.
He already wants to smoke and shit. Yeah.
Nah, why don't you jump on here, brother? Just go ahead and scroll up, man, and you'll see the link. And matter of fact, it's on here twice already. So if I put it on for a third time, well, here I put it on for you because when I go to people's panels, they're like, "Well, it's on here," and then sometimes it moves so far up that you can't see it, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
especially if you're on your phone or whatever.
Yeah, so there. I dropped the link for you, Boxing Lounge, because when I first started, I believe he was like one of the first folks to Was he number one? I believe he was number one to jump
Oh yeah,
on
on your channel.
channel. Yeah. And
That's
then
cool.
I actually got my start on social media by mistake. I was looking for. I was just scrolling through YouTube, and I ran up into this live, and it was the boxing voice, right?
Oh, okay.
And I said, "Cool, this makes someone I could talk boxing with." Surprise, surprise! They ain't no shit about boxing over there, right? But I tell him this. I've told him this in private and on his show. You don't know shit about boxing, dude, but you have a work ethic that cannot be questioned, right?
There it is. Hey.
That dude works hard, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
still around, right? I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
other than I think other than Elliot, I don't remember anybody's show being older than his.
I think Counterpunch maybe started with him around
Okay,
that
he started
time.
a little earlier. Okay, yeah.
I think they. I don't know the history. I really don't, but I'm assuming.
I'm
Because I don't keep
assuming
up
as
with
well.
it.
I'm just assuming as well. But I know Ellie is like literally the first. Like,
Didn't
I think he's
Ellie
literally
used-
the first.
Didn't Ellie used to do the other? Was it Fight Something? When Floyd Mayweather around, was he the main guy for Floyd Mayweather? The guy
Nah,
that-
it was always him. No, it was always just him. It was always just ES News. It was always
Yeah,
just
yeah,
Ellie
that was him,
reporter.
right? That was
Because he started with the Lakers. He started with the Lakers, and then like
okay, but
gradually
who
he's
was
like, oh, I love
Floyd?
boxing, you know. And just talked about.
Who was Floyd's main dude that he did the interviews
Oh,
with?
I believe it's the Viegas guy, and for Fight Hub, I forget.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was Floyd. No. Actually, it was some. I think it was a brother. Actually, they used to call him Floyd Hype or whatever. You know, I think that was him, but I actually don't remember.
Was it Fight Hype?
I don't really know.
Was it Fight Hype?
Yeah, I think it was Fight Hype. Yeah. But I want to say it was Viegas, but no, I don't think it was him. But
I
think
don't know
he
why
kind
I
of
thought
started
that
as
was
well,
Ellie.
to be honest.
I don't know why I thought that was Ellie, man. But
Nah, Ellie just kind of just like, you know, I don't know how it really started, but I just know like there was nothing around. Yeah, because I remember before YouTube existed. I remember when YouTube first went like live as a platform and shit. You know.
Sorry about that.
I'm that old. I remember when Twitter didn't exist, and then all of a sudden it existed one day.
Can I be honest with you, brother? I made the mistake of taking a lot of things personal when I first got on here because I wasn't used to people being so disrespectful, right?
No, I was the same way.
I really wasn't. I mean, because
everybody.
I don't come from that. So when I got on here and it was like MF this and I'm like, the hell you talking to? I was just like, who you talking to, dude? And then after a while, I just was like, oh, I get it. This is what y'all do. So I started laughing, right? That's where the laughter comes from. Like, I'm not engaging these fools because what are they going to do to me?
Nothing.
I mean, one dude I think got my address or something. I said, okay, so you're going to come see me. And what do you think exactly? Well, yeah, what do you think exactly is going to happen? We're going to go have our little back and forth like we do on the thing. And you're going to threaten me and then you're going to go home?
In a box, yeah.
That's the waste of your money. And I got 3 sons and they're pretty volatile when it comes to me. So what do you think is going to happen?
Exactly, yeah. And I think people are cognizant of it. I said these people that kind of piss them off. Anybody wants to be pissed off, but no, at the end of the day, it's I was the same way. And I'm lying. And actually, I lied to you a bit, Troy, because that's why I kind of like hit it off with H Money at the beginning, and then he's from South Central as well. Is that I came just like you. I just wanted boxing, get to talk boxing. I have my best friends. We're all big in sports, but they sometimes they get tired of it. Like, do you talk about in some cause I get bored of talking about other sports back then. So, but boxing, I never get bored. Sometimes my friends be like, shut the fuck up, this, you're always talking about boxing, and it's like you told us this yesterday, But anyways, that's not here nor there. But I have a few friends that they're the same way. They talk boxing, but when we debate boxing, we debate it the exact same way. Like we literally hurl insults at each other, but it's all in fun. So I'm like, and we all grew up in South Central together. So I'm like, I think this, I think this is just I don't know. It's just like what South Central dudes do, I never really met other.
Everybody,
I never really debated other South Central dudes other than my guys. So I'm assuming that's what they do. So
no,
that's,
brother,
that's where I got it.
Yeah, I'm from the Bronx. We do it. We do it, but it might be a little rougher. But let me say this for those of us with panels, and I've said this 1,000 times if I said it once. There's so many different things we could do that build from the tree of boxing. Like, okay, take for instance, okay, you have a panel. I like do interviews, right? At least I did.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's my branch, right? Someone else will be like, okay, take Blood. He's kind of influencer because he gets to talk between two different camps and maybe make fights happen. That's his branch, right?
Good researcher too.
Right. So take this. I said Blood. I meant to say Blue. Blue.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Blood is somebody else. Retro
Yeah. Oh,
boxing
yeah.
now. Yeah, we talking about
Yeah.
retro boxing this time. Blood.
You're talking about
He
Blue
like-
Blood.
Yeah, he likes to do history. That's
Oh.
that's actually his branch, right?
All right.
And then you have Coach. He likes to talk and get, and he'll get people on and get down to the nitty gritty. That's his branch, right?
Okay.
Next, there's a shit talker. That's his branch, right? You take someone like Kurt from Counterpunch Boxing. He does his thing over there, right? And even H1, he does his thing. It was just everybody could build off their branch, and then sometimes I'll pass across, and we might intersect, and then boom. But who was the dude that you were on his show and he interviewed you? What was his name again with the old voice?
Oh, Dub Right Side.
Yeah. See, I thought he was in my age group. That dude's voice is old, but
Yeah, no, he's younger than me.
Yeah, I actually liked your story, and I got to see that's his branch because. What he does, I like to interview fighters, managers, and things like that. What he does, he interview people that are involved in the podcast. That's still a part of it, yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one that I know that's really done that. To be honest, I liked it.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, yeah, of course. And he's a really nice dude as well,
Yeah, because it's not always about the current affairs and that people beat into the ground. You ever make? You are what? I know you're Latino. Are you Mexican?
Yeah, I'm Mexican.
Okay.
I'm Mexican. Yeah.
So you don't make mofongo, right?
No.
Okay, that's somebody else. But you ever made mofongo?
Dominicans, I think.
Yeah. If you ever made mofongo, you have to basically beat that, ground it.
Okay.
You don't have to. You don't have to treat the sport like that. The news and nothing. Everybody don't have to tell the same story. This is not about being the same. It's about finding what you want to do and go. Like me, I started out with the Tyrone Trice story, and I loved it. And then it could branch out, and we could talk whatever, but it all comes from the same tree, which is boxing. It all's going to come back home. A lot of people don't see it that way. They want to stay. It's not about the minutia or talk about the same thing until it's dead. It's not about that. It's about finding who you are and that's your joy. So you go and have joy in that. I can't be what any of those people are that I named, right?
Yeah,
I can't be none of them people. And I don't want to be none of them people. I need to find my niche and go from there. That's why when I do come back, that's why I didn't come on Friday, because I want to interview this brother who got locked up he's from Texas, this brother. He's 20 plus years old. He's a security guard. He got sons. He's on his way to get breakfast for his sons, right? So the cops read his tag and they missed it by one number or one letter. And they said, okay, we got you. You got warrants out on you for guns, drugs, whatever. He's like, not me. No. I can't have that because I work in security. No, you have the wrong person. They didn't bother to check until they locked him up. Once they locked him up, they were like, oh shit, we have the wrong person. He sat in jail for about 2 weeks at that point, lost his job.
Yeah, no, the cops don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah. And that's why I want to interview. Man. He lost his home. He had to move with his children with a family member, and he's working his way back.
These are
the stories I'm going to start bringing y'all. Once a week, we're going to do the whole boxing panel. Y'all going to have fun with that because, like I said, you're going to see people on there that hear their stories and talk current affairs. Y'all could drop questions, and I'll make sure they get answered, but I'm not going to have no room to put nobody on, right? So,
I mean, if you're going to have panel member, if you're going to have like dudes that are like, again, it's just like, yeah, you're going to get the trolls will mess it up.
That's why I'm not putting nobody on.
Yeah.
I'm going to put nobody on. But, brother, let me tell you what, that's my joy in life. When I talk to Major, right? Like he called me. He called me yesterday. No, he called me this morning. Yeah. Right? And I was like, dude, I'm asleep. He's like, oh, okay. I'm not telling you what time he called me, right? But I'm like, dude, I'm sleeping, man. Everything all right? He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, okay, click.
Hey, I mean,
Well, he understood
everything's all
because
right. You know, he's like, okay, cool, everything's cool. See ya.
yeah, because I do the same shit to him. I'll call just no, but no, I don't because I know he got wife and child, so I'll be more
Yeah,
respectful nowadays,
yeah,
right? But his
yeah.
friends that I'll call just out the blue and be like, "You all right, bro?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah. How about you?" He'd be like, "Negro, you know what time it is?" Like, "Yeah, man, about 4 in the morning." Click.
I know, right?
I'm like, "You
Yeah.
bastard," but
I thought we were friends. They called me 4 in the morning, man. Worrying
yeah.
me.
But anyway, so he gave me a platform, man, because I really want to do some things, and I never really said to myself I could do it on my own. So then I said, okay, let's do it. We had a vision, we ran with it, and things were great, man. But people grow, so I said, look, I want to talk about this. He's like, nah, it's major kickboxing. I said, I got it. I'm not asking you to talk about
Oh, for sure. No, I get it, man. That's
it. He said, wait a second, how you gonna do 2 shows? I said, I'm not. He said, but if I set up an interview, I'll give you all the boxing stuff and I'll do this thing over here. Right.
mm-hmm.
And then he had some things he needed to take care of. I said, I'll do everything then and we'll switch it back and forth. Right. So that was it because basically he's more known for boxing than me. So I said, okay, if I get an interview, we're gonna do it like we used to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he really wanted to do the one with Winky Wright, but he had to work.
I got you.
So
Yeah, shit happens.
I did that, and I got blessed because Mark Two Sharp Johnson gave me Winky Wright,
Oh, nice.
right? And I'm not telling you who gave me Mark Two Sharp Johnson, because the same person who gave me Mark Two Sharp Johnson gave me Chop Chop Corley and a whole bunch of other fighters. He's my link, and I'm not giving away my link. So
Hey, yeah. Sometimes you don't want to give away the link or your
no,
connect.
sir, I'm not giving away my connect. I'm sorry, get your
They'll
own.
steal them, and then you might not get them back. You gotta.
No, well, they can't steal this one. We got 20 years together. They can't steal
Oh,
this
there.
one.
Well, there it is.
But that's the joy of doing this, man. You just have to you got to find your joy, man. A lot of these cats do it thinking they're gonna make buku money. Listen, I have a plan, and once I set the plan into motion, you all will see, and hopefully everybody appreciate it and be like, "Damn, Troy said he was gonna do this, and he did it. It just took some time, because
Yeah.
I tell the story to three pigs to everybody I train.
Mm.
You either want to do it the fast way, and then you're gonna lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to put a certain amount of time into it, toe in, toe out. You're gonna win some, but then you're gonna lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you want to be patient and build it like it's supposed to be built and have a good foundation, and it'll be hard to beat.
Well,
That's the way it works. But brother,
if you get good enough, you're guaranteed to lose, but I guarantee you on the way you're gonna win some championships.
yeah, but let me say this. Thank y'all for coming out, everybody. Thanks, Puro. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. My mom bought me a turkey because the turkeys were on sale for $50, 50 cents a pound, right?
You have a good mother.
Yeah, so she bought me
Always
like
looking out for the son.
yeah, she
Go
bought
ahead,
me
brother.
like a 12-pound turkey. I let it thaw out. I'm gonna wash it, slice it up, and this is what I do. I season them up different parts, like the wings, the legs, all of that, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna make some of it jerk turkey, some of it lemon pepper turkey, some of it orange turkey, some of it curry turkey, and stick it in the freezer, right?
Okay.
Date it, stick it in the freezer. I got a call last night I actually forgot, but there is urban station down here I listen to, right?
Okay.
And they had a turkey giveaway, and I entered my name into it, never thinking I would win. I won.
So you got another turkey coming your way.
Yeah, I got a 20-pound turkey coming my way, which I'm picking up on
Nice.
Monday. And basically, same thing. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna season it up, and I think I'm gonna buy one of the plug-in air fry, the turkey fryers.
Turkey fryers?
Yeah, because they have a plug-in ones now,
Yeah,
so you don't have
yeah,
to blow up your house, right?
yeah, right.
And I'm gonna go out to my backyard and I'm gonna season up some turkey and fry it up, man.
I've never
Honestly,
had fried turkey, but I've seen it done.
never.
Never in my life, brother.
Oh my
It looks
God!
so
Hey,
good. It looks so good, man.
you said you live in Southern California?
Southern Cali, yeah.
Okay, listen, you can find any type of food there. Google that where they sell
No, for
fried
sure.
turkey.
No, like, I've seen it done because this was
Mhm.
my buddy's from Texas, so like literally,
Right.
like he's used to it, so he was making it. I had to leave because I had an emergency, like or
Mhm.
whatever it was, so I couldn't eat. I was like, fuck, man. It was like Ed, I gotta go, bro. And I left. Bro. I was like, fuck. I was like waiting to eat the fucking fried turkey. But it is what it is. Yeah.
Do you have a grill?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Listen, if you can't find a fried turkey, get yourself a turkey, season that joint up, and grill it. You'll thank me later.
Yeah. No, they sell turkey fryers at the Home Depot, bro. It's just like I haven't
No, I want to plug in
in
one.
my head.
I want to plug in one. I don't want to blow my place up.
I got you. Yeah,
I want to plug in
sure.
one.
Make some fried
But
Twinkies when I buy it.
you see, you talk about heart attacks.
Hey, I like carnival food, man. That I've had
Right.
before. Fried Oreos, fried
I've
Twinkies.
seen people fry breaded macaroni and cheese. They'll make the macaroni and cheese
I've
breaded.
had it.
and
I've
fry
had it before.
How is that?
It's delicious.
Make
Fucking
your
delicious.
chest hurt?
No.
No. I used to work with a bodybuilder, right?
Mhm.
And this dude, he ate, but he was always working out. So this is when RB Hardee's had the Angus burger, right? Quarter pound Angus burger,
Mhm.
right? Why
I
did
know
he get a double quarter pound Angus burger? And then he was like, my hand won't stop shaking and my chest hurt. I said, I wonder why. He just ate a pound of goddamn meat
exactly. Yeah. With
and
fucking
cheese
yeah.
and mayonnaise. He was like, my hand is shaking. I got a headache and my chest hurt.
Right.
Stupid
You
ass.
can't breathe, man. Yeah.
He drove a Porsche, so he was roided out like crazy. So he went home.
Yes.
He went home and he didn't come back for 2 days. I said, man, how you feel? He said, man, I went and got some X-Lax and I cleaned. I said, I don't want to hear the rest of the story, bro. It's all right.
Right. I'm glad you're still here, right?
Yeah, I teased him. I said, man, look at you with your big muscles. You probably got a small penis. He's like, you know what? That's not true. That's not true when it comes to. I said, I don't need to know. I'm only playing with you. I'm only playing with you.
He got all fucking defensive. And
No, he was Italian, so he didn't take my jokes entirely too.
No, I got you. No, trust me, man. I pictured it in my head. That's what made me laugh so hard.
So
Like
basically,
the not as obviously his penis. I didn't picture his penis pause, but I mean like just his reaction. I pictured that in my head.
so because I was tearing into him one day, and he rushed at me, and I jabbed him and caught him in the chest. He's like, "I'm telling you, one of these days I'm gonna grab you, Graham." I'm like, "Pause. You ain't gonna grab me with them big sausage Italian hands in your
Right?
bro."
I used to
like,
box, bro. Don't just
No,
think it through.
no, but we were cool on the job. I just used to.
Yeah.
He was the perfect stereotype. He was Italian. He was roided out, and he had a tendency to just go off sometime with people. If you say something wrong to him, he would literally
like a temper, like a little short fuse or whatever.
Yeah, he would get into that little phrase where I'll have you sleeping with the fishes. I'm like, you entirely
It was like the
God-founded out
cliche
too much.
Italian and shit.
Pretty much, but the dude was cool though. He actually loved black women, so he wasn't too much cliche. He loved Latino and black women. That was his thing.
Hey man, maybe he was Sicilian. Like I've seen a movie where they're saying like the Sicilians, come from the Moors and shit.
And he would be like, yeah, you just jealous because I get all the black women.
I take all your ladies and shit.
I said, no, because when they're done with your little dick ass, they're gonna come to me. He's like, see,
they coming, they coming to get the real D and shit. You probably get him more pissed off.
I was the only person that could talk to his ass like that because he kind of hated me and liked me at the same time,
Yeah, I have the relationship with most people.
I was a bullshitter, Yeah,
they like me more than they hate me though.
Because if he would have got his hands on me, he really could have hurt me. The dude bench press like 450. So
yeah, it's like MMA. They get their hands on you. MMA fighters, it's over. But you keep the mid range on any fighter that can fight on the ground or whatever they're fighting. You got them. You piece them up from the outside.
Yeah, pretty much. But let me tell you how I helped him out. We worked with Sears Automotive together, right?
Okay.
So he was the guy that let's say you needed an alignment, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy that did the alignment and the balancing, right?
All
so
right.
Basically, if they had any problems with their tires, they needed why their tires are warping or why when they run them they're fading out like this or that.
Yes, sir.
I would send them to him, and there's a lot of women would come in, some single, some married. and he would do his thing. I'm not gonna front. The dude got a lot of the women, and then he would send them over to me and say, "Yeah, you need to buy these tires." And he would give him the most expensive tire to buy, and I'll make a lot of sales because of him. And he would get the women. You just get the women. I mean, he wasn't a bad looking dude. I just had to mess with him. I said, "Why you wear these tight ass shirts to work, man? You coming to work, dude? What you wearing a tight tank top for? I understand it's hot back there."
Hey, he knew what he was doing. He got the women right.
He got every last one of them. I hated his ass.
Right. You can't. You got to trust the process. He probably.
It was a process. All right. That dude was hilarious, man. I saw him years later. Come to find out that I used to go to the supermarket and I worked for a food bank at the time, right?
Yes, sir.
So his girlfriend was one of the worked in the meat department. That's hilarious. But she used to help me out and stuff when I came to pick up stuff for the church, right? So I'm there, she's helping me load the stuff up in the truck, and he's like, "You the one she talk about from the church? Of all the MFers, is you?" I said, "That's your girlfriend." And she was standing right there. I said, "That's your girlfriend?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "Okay. Now that I know that, I know I can take her home." He's like, "Come off the truck, Graham. I've had enough of you."
Right. He's like, he's like, "Oh, he ain't gonna say shit," you know.
And she started cracking up, like, "Leave him alone. Leave him alone. You know, that's my brother. Leave him alone." But I've talked shit my whole life, man. They don't go nowhere when I get older. They ain't gonna stop.
No, it doesn't.
But
It just makes you more adept at doing it.
Nah, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, man. It's been a good time talking to y'all, I guess, about everything under the sun. But let me say this: I started out with Tyrone Trice and we'll end it with Tyrone Trice. You don't have to be the top-notch boxer or a champion to be remembered. What you can be, in boxing is when you give your best every time you fight. The fans will always hold you in a place for that. And I might have not been a huge fan of Tyrone, but when you saw his name on a bill or a match, you knew that it was going to be a fight. And that's what I always remember about that. I call him a blue collar boxer. That dude put work in. He could be fighting a dude with 20 losses, or he could be fighting a future Hall of Famer. He's gonna put that work in. He's gonna make you work. All right. Just ask Freddie Pendleton, Simon Brown, Kevin Pompey, anybody that he fought, John David Jackson, anybody. He put the work in, win, lose, or draw. You're gonna remember his ass. And that's what I will always remember about Tyrone Trice. May he rest in peace and power. God bless him, and go from there. So let me say this. I always leave with a song or something positive. I want to thank the brother Puro over here for coming by, keeping me company.
I appreciate it, man.
No problem. I want to thank everybody that gave me the most precious thing they have, their time. This is supposed to be a drive-by show, which only lasts 45 minutes to an hour. Somebody lied. Because the show lasted a hell of a lot longer than 45 minutes to an hour. But anyway, it's all good, baby. So just thank y'all, man. I appreciate your time, because it don't take many to have a good time. It just take a few. So for right now, we building this a few, and we're gonna go from there, which will grow to be the many, because out of many we are one, right? That is actually the motto for my country, Jamaica. Out of many we are one. That's the slogan, the motto, whatever you want to say it. So I'm gonna leave like I always do and say these words, it's like positivity pushes past all problems, Purposeful positivity pushes past all problems. So ain't nothing that you go through that you can't conquer if you have that strength in you to say, "I will see this through." Because don't ever wake up and thinking that God didn't put you here to be something, because there was 1,000 other sperms that could have made it. You were just that one. Troy, that was kind of graphic. Yeah, it was. But that's the fact to it. You beat the thousands and thousands of other sperms out to be here. Be it, become. Find what your become is, and you become it. And some of us find it early, some of us find it mid-time in life, some of us find it late in life. Colonel Sanders didn't find it till he was damn near in his 90s. Alex Haley didn't find it till he was an older gentleman. So don't think it has anything excuse me, to do with age. It has something to do with where your soul is and where your focus is, you know. Some of us are needle eye focused. Some of us, we got one eye open and one eye closed. Like me, I'm helter skelter sometimes. Let's not let's not joke about it. You heard me speak. I'll go from, you know, Monday to Tuesday and just leave out Wednesday and Thursday just like that, you know. But anyway, bless up yourself, man, and all positive network. I love that name. Let's just all find what we're supposed to be doing here and just be at peace, man. We got enough foolishness in the world. And with that, I'm gonna leave you with brother's song, Matt Hoffa again. That's gonna be my outro for a while. It's all around. But I had to go on pause real quick because there's a commercial. But here's the song, y'all. And Matt Hoffa, all around.
It's all around. Look around you, man. You can find inspiration. You can find discouragement. It all depends on you. Perception is everything. Some people just hear another song. Some people hear the greatest. A nigga used to have no chill. Nowadays I'm on side A. Traffic going bumper to bumper, stuck on the highway. Takes so long to get from Monday to Friday. Then you wake up on Sunday like it was just Friday. Crime pays an iron cage, had to find ways. I was a try slave, 9 to 5 till my dying days. Frank Sinatra, I gotta do it my way. Chasing a dream, some people look at you sideways. Like you walked in Adidas and asked for Kanye. Plug Peters a few times, he gave us Kanye. We wanna walk like the greats, that's why we buy J's. I gambled on myself, look at me now, I'm paid. I could buy what I want in this bitch. These niggas trying to get the fame, I just wanna get rich. You ain't believing me before, you blind son of a bitch. I'ma see your ass, I'ma stun up your shit. Like what's up, I'm in your town, baby, come to the Ritz. It's a different kind of trip, don't come with your chick. Now these lames say my name when they wanna get lit. For every up, there's a downside that come with the shit. But fuck it, I'm up like I'm dunking on shit. Like Wade when he dunked on Tim Duncan and shit. I remember close calls where I wanted to quit. Thank God I'm hard-headed, nigga dumb as a dick. Had the balls to go for mine, now I'm up in the mix. If you broke, then your confidence is what you should fix. But it's a will, there's a way. And you don't know how much weight you got till you will, so keep living for today. When this shit turn, I hope God lead the way. Before you hurt me and hands together, a nigga pray, nah, me. Don't applaud me for the comeback. Glory to God, I'm a righteous man on track. Sometimes I meet a chick with a dumb fat. God, if this a test, I'ma flunk that. I mean, nobody's perfect. Treat everyone with respect because they deserve it. You might feel worthless without much to work with, but I've been there and did that. Get back, it's worth it. Cause you're worth it. Stick to what you love and find your purpose. All around. Don't you stay too long, 'cause it ain't worth the wait.
All right, y'all bless up and big up yourself, one and all. Thank you for your time. And when will I be back? We'll shoot for Monday. Monday, I do my 2 mile thing on Monday, and then I gotta rest up some, and I got some other things to do on Monday too. You know what? Y'all definitely might see me Monday. I'll be at a chili out at a chili festival or whatever they have it down here. So I might do a live from the chili festival. How about that? That'll be different. So I'll do that. I'll do that on Monday around 12 o'clock. So I'll see y'all then. Bless up and big up yourself, one and all.